Yeah, proud of our team for the win, and probably a little prouder that we were able to make some corrections from the first half to the second half, especially on the defensive end. I thought we had a lot of efficiency on the offensive end today. Everybody that came in contributed something in a positive way, and that was a good thing to see. So, we did the job we needed to do on the boards. Proud of that effort as well.
We'll take the first question from Cora, followed by Maria.
Kellie, you got Tamari's shirt on. Your whole staff had Tamari's shirt on. Whose idea was it? And, why was that important for you guys today when she's back here to show that support for her?
Yeah, it actually was something that our Director of Ops, Catherine Green, and I discussed and tried to figure out what we could do, what made sense, and then we were able to put it together. So, it was just our show of support for her and what she's going through. Still early, still fresh, especially for her at this point. So we knew tonight, hard. It's her first miss, and we want to make sure she knows she's supported through this as well.
Maria.
Kellie, how nice was it? Maybe nice isn't the best word, but sort of beneficial for the team to get back to basketball after the week they have had. And then if you could just talk about getting players back, Jasmine Franklin back, Rakia Jackson back. You're missing Tamari, but you seemed a little bit wholer than you have been before.
Yeah, I think, it's been a hard week. It's been a long week. You get the news about Tamari, which was really tough, and then they're trying to process that alongside finals and, practices as well. So it's been a tough week. So they love to play. So getting out here and playing, I know they were excited about that. And that first game back without her is going to be tough. I know we didn't play with her in our last game, but this is the first time she's been here not in a uniform, and I think we had to all kind of process that as well. Even just as we sat down on the bench, she sat down, right there, and that was hard to see. But I'm proud of our team. They're pushing through, and they understand. You don't punch pause on the season. You've got to keep fighting and keep pushing and playing for each other and playing for her.
Cora.
Kellie, in the first half, obviously Wright State was hitting from three, and it didn't look like it was a result of bad guard pressure, but just some sort of getting out of position with their ball movement. What did you say at halftime, and how happy were you with that adjustment?
Well, I would like to say the very first thing written on the board was no threes. They give up no threes. That was before the game started, so that was the game plan. We understood what they wanted to do. We were over-helping in the first half, way too much, getting ourselves completely out of position. We were ball watching, not anticipating where we needed to be in the first half. Very, very animated at halftime, but also tried to make sure we understood exactly what that meant technically speaking, and make sure there was no confusion on the expectations for them defensively and what the goals were coming out in the second half. They did a much better job. The starting lineup was locked in defensively. They did a great job scoring efficiently in the third quarter. Got us off to a great start.
Coach, mental health in sports is obviously a big topic right now. With Tamari Key out, it's going to be hard for her to keep her mental health up. How do you as a coach make sure that she's mentally engaged and mentally healthy?
Yeah, I think we are constantly monitoring all of our players in that space and making sure that our players' mental health is taken care of and they have resources available to them, and that's all of them. As some players have injuries, but some have to process teammates' injuries. It's not easy. I think the best thing for us to do is obviously us continue to support Tamari, but also continue to find ways for her to be engaged with the team and continue to find ways to challenge her to help this team. And she can still have a very important role in this team. Fortunately or unfortunately, however you look at it, I think last year when Kean Green was injured and couldn't play anymore, she still had a voice. She still had a positive connection to the team. So I do think Tamari has a blueprint of what it could look like.
Go next, Tyler, followed by Cora, Maria, and then Ryan.
Your team out-rebounded Wright State 45-15. I mean, even not having Tamari out there, who's such an adept rebounder, you still did that. How big was that to do that without Tamari out there?
Yeah, we knew going into the game we had a huge advantage numbers-wise and in their previous games and systematically what they try to do on the boards. But you can go out there and should have the advantage, or you can go out there and have the advantage, and we did. And I thought early on you could see us really fighting for second chance opportunities. I thought we had some really good box outs. Some disciplined box outs, maybe that we haven't seen. We've been working really hard in that area. So glad we were able to do what we were supposed to do in that column.
Cora.
Kellie, if you take away the Ohio State game, Jordan Horson's assist-to-turnover ratio has been amazing, especially with how she struggled with turnovers in the past. Is there anything that you feel like has helped her this season to really clean that up? And she had some great assists in transition today. But yeah, how have you seen that improvement on the back end?
Yeah, I think Jordan is a better decision maker when she's being aggressive. When she's looking for her opportunities to score, her opportunities to shoot, get to the paint, I think you see less turnovers. When she's a little passive, that's when a lot of her turnovers have come historically. And as she is confident right now with the basketball, I think that's really helped her. Also, we've played her more on the wing, and I think the numbers, I think she feels like she can be more aggressive playing on the wing.
Maria, and then Ryan.
Kellie, I think you heard a little bit of the exchange between Jasmine Franklin and Jordan. I mean, on the serious question, Jasmine is really always around the ball. Just with Tamari Key out, she was already going to play a big role. What do you need from her now?
Yeah, I think she is a presence offensively for us in the paint. I know she's a little bit undersized relative to some other SEC post players, but she's so aggressive and she's so explosive. She makes up for a lot of that. She wants the ball. She has confidence and knows what to do when she gets it. She also, again, is a ball hawk. Jordan said it right. She will be where the ball is on the board, so you know that she's going to give effort and play hard. We don't need her to be anybody other than herself, because I think right now when she's playing well, that's really good for us. It gives us that presence that we need, and then the work on the boards we need. Defensively, because she is a ball hawk, because she does go to the ball, sometimes she a little bit overhelps. So we're gonna continue to work with her on what her defense needs to look like moving forward. But I'm proud of the adjustments she made tonight and proud of the work that she did.
Ryan, Cora, and then Reese.
Justine wasn't able to get a shot to drop tonight, but she still put up 4 assists. How have you seen her develop as an all-around player in her time here?
Good catch. Actually complimented our entire team after the game in the locker room. I felt like everybody came in and gave us something positive, and I use that as an example. Justine went 0 for 4, but she had 4 assists. And that's efficiency. That's understanding that you can still have a positive influence on the game regardless of maybe one column, And I think right now she's really working hard in practice. She's getting in extra work even on the defensive end. So excited. She's going to be really good. We've got to let her grow and mature. She had a play. She ended up fouling on a drive, and it wasn't much of a foul, but it was a freshman play. And we've got to let her grow through some of that.
Cora.
Rakia Jackson, 17 points. Are you able to share what it was that you saw from her that made you decide, okay, you're back in the, rotation, you're back in games for us?
Yeah, no, I think for me, we just had to make sure that she was where we wanted her to be in practices and in the locker room. And I think she showed that she is committed, and she's going to continue to do that. I loved her demeanor tonight. I thought she was it was where she needed to be. I thought she bounced back after mistakes. I thought she was a great teammate. I thought she was aggressive on the boards. So she did some really good things, and I'm proud of that. I thought working her in the way we worked her in was a positive thing, and she's unbelievably talented. She's fun to watch.
Reese and then Maria.
Going off that, the first question I have is she going to be coming off the bench in the future? Is that part of the plan, or is she going to end up in the starting lineup again at some point?
At this point, I haven't thought through that. The starting lineups are just not etched in stone, so we, could be fluid, but we'll see what group makes the most sense each game.
And then second question, Jasmine Franklin, at the beginning of the season, you said she wasn't quite at 100%. Are you seeing her at the 100% point, or do you think she still has another level to go?
Oh, she was pretty good tonight for sure, or today for sure. I still think she's probably got a little bit more in her. And as she is comfortable, I think there's still a little bit more that she's going to be able to do. And you're probably going to see that. What I'm more referring to is when we're playing a little bit bigger lineup, when we're playing some bigger players. I think she's still capable of a game like this.
Maria and then Cora.
I know you probably also haven't had time to think about UCF coming in here Wednesday, but last home game before you go out to that West Coast trip and break for Christmas, what are you hoping to see Wednesday from your team?
Well, really at this point also trying to look at Monday, Tuesday both practices, Monday and Tuesday, and then finding ways to challenge our team, those practices, but also in Wednesday's game to be better. And we'll be pretty specific on what that is. The last few days has been our defensive intensity, which took us a minute to get there, and then we did. Our boards, our disciplined box outs, I think we did a much better job there. So we'll give them specific things that they need to work on. Obviously, we want to build on the offensive efficiency that we had this game. Really, really proud of that and the patience we had to find easy looks. So I think what we want to do is always try to find ways to be better, little ways to be better. And, we're not going to overlook anybody. We're going to come out here and try to do what we need to do to be the best we can be on Wednesday.
Ask you one last question about Tamari. It was kind of like an eerie sight for her not to be here Tuesday, right? She's back here today, gets to be on the bench and support her teammates. And Jordan, Horson said it's calming to see her there, and I'm sure the rest of the team felt similarly. How nice is it to get her back in the arena already and to have her just around?
Yeah, her getting back, even being at practice, to me made a difference. She has a well-respected voice with the team, and even earlier today, I saw her pull Jillian aside and tell her something small, and those moments, those little nuggets that she's sharing are so valuable. And it gives our teammates confidence. So I'm glad to get her back. And there's a calming reassurance when she's around, and that's good for her teammates and for her.
And then it feels like the energy chemistry has really been building the last few games. Does it feel like this team is turning the corner from November? Yeah,
I think again, since our trip from the Bahamas, we've talked about this quite a bit. We were able to really go back and improve on us and not just work towards the next game, which is, I felt like, what we were doing for so many weeks there, or so many games, I guess, in a row. So coming back from the Bahamas, we worked really hard on us, what that looks like, and they've really been excited about what it looks like and where it needs to go, and they get it. They get it, and I think it just needed to be reiterated, and we were able to do that. And you know, again, I was so excited about, I mean, the 25 assists, 9 turnovers, just, that's pretty good team chemistry. Defensively, we've still got to make sure we have that chemistry on that end of the court, too.
It felt like tonight one of the only things that didn't go your way was maybe three-point shooting. Does that statistic worry you moving forward? Obviously tonight it didn't matter, but moving against maybe more competitive teams?
Yeah, you know, you want to take good threes because that's going to help your percentage go up. I think we need to take good threes. We might have forced, they weren't bad. We might have shot a couple quick today. But, you know, we've got to get players in the gym. They've got to be able to get the reps so they feel comfortable. We've got to find players when they're open so they get good shots. I thought in particular, I thought we found Tess on a couple really nice plays, and those were the 2 shots she made, the 2 threes that she made. And so if we can get our shooters good looks, you've got to feel good about it. But also, we got to have players take a little accountability and make sure they're in the gym doing their part too.
All right, thank you, Coach.
All right, thank you guys. See you Wednesday.